Bam, we're live. Welcome to the show tonight, guys. Advocates for Justice Paralegal School. We provide the tools, you do the work. Tonight, we're going to be throwing down and bringing some fire to the table. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys to click on those ads for me so I can get paid, and make sure that you leave a comment and that you subscribe. I need more subscribers so YouTube will pay me more money. So you guys can help me out with that. Make sure you click the bell, subscribe. When you click the bell, you get notification when I stream or post videos. So last night's stream was out of the blue, and we're going to have more of those. And the people that chime in are sometime will get something special, sometime not. But here's the thing. When I'm streaming, you guys need to leave a comment. If you don't leave a comment down there and say, hey, coach, or hey, what's up? I'm here, or whatever, I don't know who you are. All I see is, 12 consecutive views, except for the people that leave comments. So the people that chime in and leave comments are the ones that I can see or hear. And I'll just tell you right up front, that makes a big difference in the end when you need something different than what I usually provide. Okay, now I'm thinking, okay, that person has been in the group, they've been showing up to all the meetings, they've been showing up to practice, and I'm willing to do whatever I can do to help those people. I have a lot of people, some people in the group that aren't really wanting to do the work. So, so those people are not the ones that are in front of the line. Because at the end of the day, the people that are in front of the line saving their families is so they can stay in their houses is to go that well, it's the reason why we're here. So we're going to get started tonight. I was going to do this tomorrow, but there was a situation that came up, and I promised to hang out with my girlfriend this weekend. So I'm going to hang out with my girlfriend. Now, for those of you who are thinking smutty, my girlfriend's also my wife. So I'm hanging out with my girlfriend. But this weekend, she's my girlfriend. And I don't think you want to know the difference. Okay, I'm sorry. That's probably too much information already. So we're just going to do this tonight. Now, Keith and Paris are going to call in tomorrow, but they had some plans to spend time with their very close family members tonight. And so they actually was really wanting to, and I'm like, no, you guys just take the time to go hang out with your family, and we can do this on Monday or Tuesday or anytime next week. Now, I got a rundown on, and I've had several updates, so I'm able to let you guys know what's going on. So we're just going to talk about their stuff and what they're doing, because I think this is revolutionary and it's very important. We're figuring out how to stop that eviction process. Now, well, we've done it already before or whatever, so it's not nothing that I'm surprised about. But what we need to do is we need to figure out a game plan to stop that shit on a consecutive basis, even with somebody that don't know what the hell they're doing. So, so that's kind of, is kind of what we're shooting for. And I'll tell you, the people that don't know what they're doing, all they have to do is just follow the instructions. If you follow the instructions that I give you, you'll have the best chance of reaching your goal. And keep in mind, those instructions that I'm giving you or that I give you are instructions based on what we see happen in real time. So I had a person that was in the group like 2 years ago, and they're calling me and they're telling me we need to do this. No, dude, you haven't been in the group for a while. If you did, you'd understand that we're not doing the FARA stuff, and we're not doing the Fair Debt Collection Act practice. That stuff is long gone now, because we're doing something even better. And that's attacking their butt with the 42 U.S.C. 1983 Civil Rights Lawsuit Package. I changed it to state a claim. So now there's really not much you have to do when you invest in a package. Just put your information in there, change the red font with your case information, and file it. It's pretty simple. Now I have a few people in the group that make things complicated. I have one person that was filing the jurisdictional challenge and was going to file a state after the state citizenship affidavit and all of and I'm like, why are you doing that? I haven't mentioned any of that even in the old videos because none of that is going to stop you from being exposed. The only thing that's going to stop you from being exposed is to get your lawsuit filed in federal court. That's number one. And then you got to run around and do a bunch of other shit that they're doing today. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But hey, if you're not willing to do whatever it takes, you're in the wrong program. You're in the wrong program. And I have some people telling me, oh, well, you should have some compassion because the people facing this are really scared. And like, you know what? I don't care about any of that shit. Okay. If you're ready to fight, then you should be here. If you're ready to do whatever the hell you want to do with your compassion or whatever and sit around and worry and be scared until you're paralyzed that you can't do shit, you shouldn't be here. Because I'm just telling you, I don't put up with that very well at all. And most of the people, there's not very many, but most of the people, there's a few people that would like to complain. And the reason they're complaining is because I don't hold your damn hand. And people don't realize that when you take your ass down to the court, when you contact those people on the phone, you're talking to the clerk. The clerk is the one that's throwing your ass under the bus. And I believe the clerk is the one that was foreclosing on these fighters that we're talking about tonight. And well, sure, the judge didn't show up. So where was the judge? I don't know. The hearing was 2 days ago, and the state court told these guys that the state court and municipal court, state court and eviction court were not the same court. I was like, oh, seriously? Somebody's gonna get their ass chewed for saying that. Because they're not supposed to tell us that. They are not supposed to tell us. So if eviction court is not part of the state court, then that means that it's a bullshit court. And you can look up municipal court clerk's manual, the JP court, any of those lower courts. You can look up the clerk's court manual, and you'll see in it that court don't have jurisdiction to do anything that they're doing over there. So it's interesting, though. So the state court threw them under the bus and said, no, they're not connected, So my question to them would have been, well, what are they connected to? How do they get their judicial authority? Do they give it to themselves? Because that's what they do. When the hell can you have a corporation that gives itself judicial authority? I don't know. I don't know how they can get away with doing that. But they are. Well, they were. They're not now. They were. They're having a little trouble now. But they were. I want to put my banner across the bottom. If you guys come from Facebook, give Stream, go to this link and give StreamYard permission to use your Facebook name. Otherwise, you just show up as user. So we're going to I'm going to screen share. So if you guys been in the online course, y'all seen this picture. This is the shit right here, okay? This is how we do it. We going in the ring to battle, and we're not coming out of the ring. We're not waiting for the referee to say we're winning or that we win. We're not waiting for the judge. We're not waiting for nobody to say shit. We're going in the ring, and we're going to keep punching their ass until they go sit the hell down and leave you alone. Bam! That's how we do it. And this is one cool. You got to know the right person to be able to shoot your stuff in here. Okay, maybe I'll fire it up before we're done. Take you guys for a spin in my jet. Okay, maybe not. I'm kidding. They're looking at me funny over there. I'm just kidding. I'm not touching anything except this little stuff right here. So we're good. I think these people are hurting me if I piss them off. Okay, sorry. So you guys, tonight we are bringing the fire to the table. And I think right now, we got a judge missing in action. Yeah, I love my job. This is a lot of fun. I love my job. So let's just move on. I want to check to make sure if there's anybody here. Welcome. You shall. Now, when you guys come in, you guys need to click hello, hey, put your name in here so I can see that you're here. Otherwise, I don't know that you're here. And you can email me later and say, hey, I was here, but if I don't see you in the window here in the chat window, then I can't verify that you're here. Now, I'm not saying that you're pulling my leg, but there might be someone that wants to do that. My girlfriend. Okay, never mind. Okay. So from time to time, I'm going to pop in unannounced to talk to you guys about things that are important. Also, the lawsuit DUI online course Facebook page is where we're going to be sharing our stuff, and that's where I'll be answering questions and posting things that people need to know. Now, these guys were already facing this eviction battle before they found my service. And they're a tag team duo that we're going to call in tomorrow, but we'll talk to them next week sometime. And that's actually a good thing because we'll maybe have a little more information about where they're at. Now, one of the things that Keith asked me was if they're in the clear. And so this is what they've done. They started out with getting their lawsuit filed in federal court, their title disputes filed in federal court. And then they added, obviously, the eviction court judge to it, along with the state and, all the people. Okay. And then they just try to act like they didn't know what was going on. And so we went ahead and we attacked the eviction court. But see, the eviction court is a bullshit court. It doesn't have jurisdiction to do anything. So you can't just file your complaint against the eviction court judge and expect him to slap his own ass. Face. Sorry. And so that's not the way that goes. So what you have to do, what we generally do, is we file the counterclaim against the eviction court judge, the eviction court process, and all of that in state court, and force them to move the eviction process over there. But this is the first time that they told them that they can't do that, because that court down there is not connected to this court over here. Boy, I'd love to have that on a recording. So since they can't do that, they were still kind of over here. And then so the clerk told them, oh, you guys just have to wait until the judgment is ruled against you. Then you can file your appeal. Well, that's total bullshit. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. When the judgment gets ruled against you, okay, there's nothing for you to appeal. Okay, there's nothing for you to appeal. Even if you objected to all of that in the eviction court, there's nothing for you to appeal, because the eviction court is bullshit and don't have jurisdiction to be doing anything. So the other court ain't going to even hear an appeal from them, because the higher court knows that eviction court is bullshit. All they're doing is running your ass out of time. That's what they're doing. They're trying to run you out of time, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, wait, there's some contingencies to filing an appeal. The clerk don't tell you this, but I'm going to share it with you, okay? And the contingency is this. If you want to file an appeal on your eviction judgment, then you have to pay an appeal bond. So what the hell is appeal bond? I don't know, Google it and figure it out. I'll tell you what it is to me. What it is to me is rent for the month. Is 1 month's rent. 1 month's rent is what they, or sometime two, is what they charge you for the appeal bond. And that allows you to pay the new owner that just stole your shit the rent for you being there for the last month or 2 months it takes them to get your ass out of their house. so that's how that goes. So most people that are in the eviction process don't have first and last month's rent to pay appeal bond. And I'm not even going to ask you if you get that back. What do you think? If they squeeze that green out of your ass, I'm pretty sure you're not going to get that back. And if you was going to get that back, okay, we won't even go there. But I will tell you this. I had a guy tell me just the other day, oh, well, they want to do a loan modification on the phone. And I'm just like, I'm like, dude, why would they want to help you after they start the eviction process and tell you they're going to take your shit? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not that smart. But anyway, so that person really believed that they're going to help them. And so I'm thinking it's not a good fit for my program. And that's sad. That's really sad because we all know where he's headed. So let's just get this thing wrapped up. So what we know is the two fighters attended the eviction hearing and the judge did not show up. And I didn't know it was a Zoom hearing until today. I got an update today and it was a Zoom hearing. And one of the questions they asked me was if I thought they were safe or whatever. And, I have a hard time answering that question. If you put it a little different, because to say, okay, you're safe would mean that they're going to follow the rules and the law. So we already know that shit is not going to happen. But what I do know is the judges are missing. They can't move without a judge. They can't move without a judge. And this is why it's so important not to add a bunch of extra shit in my documents. If you alleviate the arguing, they have a problem. The way their system is structured, when the arguing's over, they tag team their buddy judge gets to come in and help them. That's how their shit rolls. I play football and I box. Those are two things not smart people do. So I have to keep it simple so I can keep up. and we keep it up pretty damn good. So the attorney was the only one that showed up for the hearing. And that was interesting. I know damn well the attorney and judge got each other's phone numbers and been texting each other probably all day trying to figure out how they're going to get this fire off of their asses. Now, I'm sharing with you guys the facts as I understand them. When those guys come in, there may be something a little bit different. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I'm very close to what is actually going on. The judge is missing. oh, I love it. So we're going to see how this plays out. And, I don't really have changes to make to the package to add this in because this is the same stuff that I've been telling you guys to do. You have to stop the state court process. You have to stop the eviction court process. I mean, right now, they're going to they're going to recuse the judge. So that's the next thing on the list after they all get served. And the parties are dodging the process server now. The attorney contacted them and told them he was leaving town for 4 or 5 days. And he would get with them when he got back to get his service. So we already dealt with this bullshit too. So what you guys need to do, Keith and Parrish, you need to do a public service. Whatever your state is, Google it, figure out what it is, and just do public service. And then once you have verification that you've done public service, then I take it down and file it in the court as a judicial notice. And all you just write judicial notice And then down here, we're here to give judicial notice of administrative facts. I love using that because the other party don't get to respond to it because you're not asking the court for shit. You're letting them know that you've done public service and they need to move on and get moving with the shit instead of because of these people over here hiding. I don't know why they're hiding. It's a little hot in the kitchen. Yep, I think them fools over there, they be like that. Escalated very, very quickly. And yes, it did. Escalated very quickly. So once they got their lawsuit filed in federal court, they were supposed to file a counterclaim against the eviction court judge in state court. Remember, we're not wasting any time in eviction court. We're going to move right over to state court. And then the state court tells us that we can't do that. We can't file a counterclaim because it's not the same court. So we just have to wait until the judgment and then file an appeal, which is totally stupid because there's nothing to appeal in a fake court. And most people don't object while they're in that fake court. So they have nothing to appeal in the first place. So they filed a 42 USC and in the eviction against the eviction court judge and the new buyer on the state court level. I had a lady argue with me one time, you can't file a 42 USC in state court. Oh, at the time we weren't. We were using it as a counterclaim, but now we're filing in state court. So you're still full of crap, lady. We have a lot of power, but people have fear or don't know how to use it. So we don't have fear and we learn how to use that shit. So yeah, we filed it and they took it. They had to. Now, once you get that done, you can move that with your notice of removal, remove all of that state court crap over to federal court to your title dispute that you already had filed. Just move it right over there and connect it to your title dispute. I would tell the state court clerk, please transfer my files over to federal court. Here's my case number. And what? They think I'm going to say, you can kiss my... Yeah, you just trumped them. You trumped them. You can remove all of that state court crap to be connected with your federal lawsuit that you got filed addressing all of this stuff. Now they have a problem. And you know what? My sister paid the $400 and she moved the attorney's state foreclosure over to federal court. Their whole case, she moved it over to federal court like that. Now, when you do that, now you got to make sure that you can stay in federal court. So here's the thing. If you're suing the state, you're suing the state court judge, you're suing the attorneys on the state level that signed to start all of this stuff without any of their proper documentation filed to the court to give the court jurisdiction. You're suing all of them. I think you can stay in state court, in federal court. Yeah. You have to know why you're there. You're there because you're suing the state. The state and the state court judge and the attorneys are conspiring. The state committed real estate defraud, and they're all conspiring to further the conspiracy. That's what they use against us. So we're going to use that right against them. And that's why the state court don't have jurisdiction. The judge doesn't have jurisdiction. They have to go to federal court because you're suing all of them. And it's not likely that their buddies in state court are going to give you a fair shot, right? So now the eviction court judge has a conflict of interest. Well, has two. Well, maybe more. Maybe more conflict of interest. He's being sued. He's a party to the case. He's getting paid by the state. And the state is the one that's in control of your property deed. So the eviction court judge is helping them kick your ass off of their property because they already got the deed. They just need your ass out the way. Now, the eviction court clerk said that the federal court lawsuits against the eviction judge and the parties were null and void until the parties were served. When they told me that, I almost fell over laughing. So, okay, wait a minute. The eviction court clerk is saying that nothing's going to stop an eviction court until all the parties are served what they're trying to file in eviction court. Well, I'm pretty sure the parties knew at that time that they were being served from the state court level and from the federal court level. They're being served from all the levels. And I don't understand how the eviction court clerk can say that that court has no jurisdiction to do anything or even take notice of all of these stacks of lawsuits that we're about to shove in their face. Okay, I don't know how they can say none of that is valid when the court is illegal in the first place. So it's illegal court. They don't have jurisdiction to be doing any of the stuff they're doing. A corporation cannot give itself judicial authority. It's ridiculous. But it's what they're doing. Well, it's what they were doing. They're having a little bit of a problem now. And now they're dodging the process over. Now, that's pretty cool. Now, the eviction court clerk can say crazy shit if they want to, okay? They can say that none of this matters until they're all served. I know where the judge is hiding that, and y'all ain't gonna serve. Yeah, so the eviction court clerk can say all of that. The fact of the matter is the judge is missing. I don't see him around here either. The fact of the matter is the judge is missing in action. And this is how you do it. You separate the players and you force them to visualize the shared liability. So I don't know if I'm finna fight a bunch of people. I'm finna take out the biggest one first because I don't want to be tired and have to fight the big one later. I'm taking the biggest one out first. It's kind of like you remove the motor off of their vessel in admiralty jurisdiction, and their vessel is just floating around out there without a motor. Right? Oh wait, there's an attorney on it. There's some value, right? Okay, sorry. I need to stay focused. I can have a lot of fun with that. I really love my job. I don't know if you guys can tell that or not. So you take out the players. Once you get all this stuff filed to protect your interest and to make sure you're not exposed, then you recuse the judge, the eviction court judge. You do all this shit in a hurry so they don't have time to do a damn thing about it. And then you got the sanction motion. The sanction motion helps you go after them for because the attorney didn't do a reasonable pre-filing investigation under their own Rule 11. And you can add the judge to the sanction motion or the prosecutor's in your face. You can add them to the sanction motion because they're continuing to litigate a baseless case. So those two facts are the reason you use this. And if you're smart, you can figure out a way to slide the attorney and the judge ass and the state right in there. So the sanction motion, what is that? Well, most people ask for sanctions or whatever. And when I ask for sanctions, I'm coming to the table with 3.5 million. I'm asking for that in sanctions. And one judge responded to that in my own case when I was asking for that. Well, how do you come out with that? Well, I've been screwed a lot. It's pretty simple. I think I'm going to call it compensatory and punitive damages. the type of damages you ask for to teach a butthead not to do the shit again. So that's how I came up with that. Now, at the end of the day, I don't have to follow their rules and restrictions. At the end of the day, I want to make sure the jury knows I'm asking for a lot. And I'll tell you right now, what I'm asking for between the 20 million, the 3.5 million, or whatever, it ain't shit compared to what I watch my family suffer and go through dealing with these fools doing all this illegal shit. So that's where I'm at with that. So don't come ask me and why I'm asking for this and why I'm asking for that, because I ain't trying to hear none of that. Now, they cannot get a judgment if the judge is missing in action. And if you get this shit lined up the way you're supposed to, what would you say if you were the other judge on the state court level? Oh, I'm a little busy. Let me see. My schedule's full. I got no openings. Yeah. Nobody wants the hot potato. And that's what it is, a hot potato. Hot potato because you're a pain in the ass. Now you can recuse the eviction court judge for a bunch of conflicts. And then you can file your sanction motion against the judge. You just want to stack it up on them like they were trying to do you. Except you stacking up some real fire on their butt. And they're kind of lacking in their program. Oh, welcome to the show tonight, D. Thank you. Yeah, look at you. We don't play around here. We got one way to go, and that's all the way. Yeah, it's long. How do I get around federal rule 12B6? Well, the way you get around that, well, the first way you can get around that is to get my document, 42 USC 1983 Civil Rights Lawsuit Package document, and use it. It's already structured to state a claim for relief. Now, you can also go to my YouTube channel and search in the search bar for how to state a claim for relief. I have a whole bunch of videos on that, and it's really easy to do. So to be honest with you, Yasser, I would suggest that you go and check out the videos on how to do it before you invest in one of my documents, because you may not. I don't know how much you know about structuring a lawsuit, but you may know enough. And when you learn this technique, you may have what you need. And if you're concerned about that, you might go check out my 42 USC 1983 Civil Rights Lawsuit Package. I give you quite a bit of information about it. You can look at the instructional video for that package. The instructional videos are only in the instructional video playlist. And you can check out the instructional video for that package. I'll open up the package and I show you the documents in it and all of that. So, well, the first page of the documents. And I talk about what you need to know to make sure that you're using it, and what you need to say when they try to tell you that your stuff's full of shit. They don't want to file it. Yeah, so that's what I would do. And it also depends on how close to the fire you are. So if you're about to be shoved off the edge of the cliff, you might want to just invest in my packaging and get it done. So that's up to you. You can make that call, but that's how you do that. Or you can do the snail trail away and go start studying A to B like I did and take several weeks to learn. You got three options to learn how to do it. So I didn't know how much time you have or where you are in the process, but you certainly don't want to wait until your family is getting your shit thrown out in the yard. And I'm going to put the link here to. Now, this link is to. I have two 42 USC 1983 civil rights packages. This one is the one that we use in online course, and it's badass. It's a little more than the other one. I have another one that's a little less expensive. And the difference is that this one here that's in the online course addresses the real estate deed fraud. It's badass. No one's responded. No one's responded to it. It addresses real estate deed fraud. Now, the other one that's on my website at winincourtnow.com is a little bit less expensive. There's a link to my website. So you can go and check it out and figure out which one has the value that you need. And that value that you need is going to depend on the goal, on what you're trying to get done. For me, I'm wanting to use this to deliver some stuff. Yeah, this is my new delivery vehicle. This is my new document delivery vehicle. It's a fighter jet. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you any more about it, or and they might shoot me over there. I don't know. I'm just going to do not to talk about what it is, because I ain't trying to have any trouble. And I didn't bring my weapon. They wouldn't let me come in here with my weapon. Okay. I asked them about that. How are you going to stop black men from carrying a weapon? And then they showed me theirs. Okay, done. Okay, guys, so that's it. I've been trying to work with people that are in this foreclosure situation that have the courage to step up to the plate and do everything that I ask, so that I can make sure we're putting together a program for this problem. And I want it to be something simple that everybody can use. So when we get this lined out, we're going to focus a little more on the steps that we should be taking, and maybe I'll do up a cheat sheet and include it in the lawsuit package, just like I did the last one, so people have an idea what they need to do to get the eviction process stopped. Because you can do it, you just need the right fire that you get here. So that's all the value I'm bringing to the table tonight, guys. Thank you for sharing your time. I won't be here tomorrow. I'm going to be hanging out with my girlfriend, and we're going to be doing stuff. She's making me. Okay, sorry. Thank you, guys. See you in the next video.